Hello, dear friends. It's the English Gentleman ASMR. I often find a lot of inspiration for relaxation and ASMR feelings on public transport when people are completely focused on a task, whether it's working on a slideshow presentation, doing Sudoku, knitting, reading. There's something about the concentration and the flow that people exhibit in these moments that can be so wonderful to watch. One particular inspiration I took recently was watching somebody mark a series of assessments. They were mouthing the questions they were assessing and working down a sheet of answers and ticking them off. There was just something about the movement and the sound that I really enjoyed. So today I'm going to assess my own series of questionnaires and just inaudibly whisper my way through the process while you get to observe me marking off a series of answers and determining results. I hope you enjoy, and if you enjoy my content, please by all means help yourself to a cheeky little like or subscribe, because that helps me massively, and I'm really enjoying doing this and sharing all of the books that I explore with you as an audience and community. Let's get started. They put the E under that one there as well. Number 2, 1 A is in the E, that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So, no, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Quickly. So at this stage you're probably wondering, what is it that I'm actually marking? What is it that I'm actually doing? So what I'm doing here is marking assessments in the Thomas-Kilman Conflict Mode questionnaire. The Thomas-Kilman conflict mode is a way of determining what your natural default states are when handling conflict or challenging situations. It's quite useful because it's fluid. It doesn't say that you are firmly in one category or another, and in fact gives you quite a good steer as to how you can be fluid based on your own natural attributes. So the questionnaire asks you a series of statements, and you simply mark A or B based on what you agree with in those statements, and they are all designed to relate it is determined is it works on an axis. So you have an axis of, I'll do this upside down for the camera, this axis here and this axis here. This axis here is for you to satisfy your own concerns. It's all about you and you getting out of it what you want. And this is satisfying their concerns, the other party. Just writing this upside down. I do know how to spell the word there. Concerns. I've just realised how tricky an E is to do upside down. There we go. So you have different styles that sit within this axis, and they sit like this. So if you are somebody who looks to enforce your own concerns and your own satisfaction out of a scenario above everything else at a cost to the other party's concerns, then you are competing. And that can be, I can't fit that in there, but competing is, it can be, of course, quite negative. It could be you throwing your toys out the pram and saying it's my way or the highway, you've got to do what I say. Or it can be applicable when you are clearly the subject matter expert on a scenario and the other party really isn't. So although it may feel nice and fluffy to collaborate with everybody because it involves them in part of the process, sometimes that can greatly draw out and create more conflict if a subject matter expert doesn't take the bull by the horns and then move the agenda forward. So it could be put in a very effective way, which is, I have 10 years of experience in this particular field. I know exactly what the outcome could be and should be. So if you were to give me a few moments of your time, I can explain what I believe to be the best course of action, and then we can discuss how we act upon it, for example. Of course, on the flip side, if you are completely not concerned with your own concerns and their concerns, then you are avoiding, head in the sand perhaps, or avoiding a situation altogether. Now again, this could be negative. It could be head in the sand, putting your fingers in your ears, but it could also be very positive to apply when you are in an emotionally charged situation, and it would benefit both parties to take a moment to step away and consider their options before coming back, so we can talk in a space of logic as opposed to emotion. Here is compromising in the middle. So compromising can be obviously useful to keep a relationship ticking along. It's usually for relationship preservation, but it can lead to both parties being ultimately disappointed in the long term because, of course, neither party is getting exactly what they want, and it may feel as though nobody's truly listening to each other, or nobody's going to win out of this scenario at all. It's a draw-draw as opposed to a win-lose, lose-lose, win-win situation. So it's something that should really be thought about in terms of moving you on to one of these other quadrants proactively. Here is accommodating, because of course it's maximum their concerns and very minimal yours, so you basically step aside and say, sure, take the reins. So it works in opposition to this one, which is you being the subject matter expert and taking the bull by the horns. Here you accept that the other party is likely more well versed in whatever it is you're talking about, so you can step aside to let them take the reins, as it were. And this one's collaborating, so maximum your concerns, maximum their concerns. Now that sounds like a win-win, but it can take a very long time to actually truly do effectively. It requires a lot of trust, it requires a lot of buy-in to have that existing relationship with somebody, and for both parties to trust each other to make sure that the outcome is suitable for both parties. Let's get back to marking a few more, shall we? Get it down here at A, down this one. you so much for watching, and I look